So we've looked at prime factor trees and how to make them and how to produce them, how to show them in index form, and we'd look now at a use of them, and that's to find the highest common factor and lowest common multiple of a number. So first things first, I've been asked to find the highest common factor and the lowest common multiple of 12 and 18. So the first thing I'm going to do is do my prime factor tree for both. So 12, well, 2 goes into it 6 times, 2 goes into 6 3 times, and there we have my prime factor tree. So I can express 12 as 2 squared times 3. Now if I break 18 down, well, 2 goes into it 9 times, and 3 goes into 9 3 times, which means I can express 18 as 2 times 3 squared. Now that I know the prime factors and I've expressed them in index form for 12 and 18, I can now use a Venn diagram to find out the highest common factor and lowest common multiple. So I'm going to do this by, if a number is in both 12 and 18, I'll put it in the middle of a Venn diagram. If it's just in 12, I'll put it on the left. If it's just in 18, I'll put it on the right. So looking at 12 and 18, they have 1, 2 in common. So I'll put that 2 in the middle. And looking at 12 and 18, we also have 1, 3 in common, so I'll put that in the middle. Now that I've done that, I can see that 12 has an extra 2, so I'll put that on the left, and 18 has an extra 3, so I'll put that in the right. Now that I know this, I know that the factors that 12 and 18 have in common are 2 and 3, therefore the highest common factor of 12 and 18 is 2 times 3, which is 6. Now that I know the highest common factor, we're also going to look at the lowest common multiple. Now, the lowest common multiple is just all of the numbers in my Venn diagram multiplied together. So it's going to be 2 times 2, so 2 squared, times 3, which is 3 squared, which is 4 times 9, which is 36. So 36 is the lowest common multiple of 12 and 18, and 6 is the highest common factor. So let's look at another example. Let's look at 20 and 30. Well, first of all, let's write 20 and 30 as product of their prime factors. 20, well, 2 goes into that 10 times, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. So therefore, 20 can be expressed as 2 times 2 times 5, or 2 squared times 5. And let's look at 30. Well, 2 goes into it 15 times, and then 3 and 5 go into it. So it's 2 times 3 times 5, and there we have it, both shown as a product of their index forms. Now we've done this, let's make our Venn diagram and look at finding the highest common factor and lowest common multiple. So now that we've written both of those in index form, again, like I said, let's do our Venn diagram. And let's look what they've got in common. Well, they both have a 2, and they both have a 5. 20 has another 2, so I'll put that on the left, and 30 has a 3, so I'll put that in the right. So the highest common factor is the product of those numbers in the middle, so that's 2 times 5, which is 10. And the lowest common multiple is, as I said before, all of those numbers multiplied together. So we've got 2 squared times 3 times 5, which is 60. And we'll look at one more example. This time we'll look at 14 and 42. So 14, let's write that as a product. Well, 2 and 7, so nice and easy. And 42, well, 2 and 21, 3 and 7. So 14 is 2 times 7, and 42 is 2 times 3 times 7. Now that I've expressed those as a product of their prime factors, let's write that down and get our Venn diagram drawn. So let's draw our Venn diagram. Again, in the middle, the ones they have in common, which are 2 and 7, and the only one which needs to go in the left or the right is for 42, which is 3 on the right. So my highest common factor is 2 times 7, which is 14, and my lowest common multiple is 2 times 7 times 3, which is of course 42. Okay, hope that helped.